Hey guys, Richard here with eBike Reviews and Adventures. Well, today's the day that I'm going to unbox the RomatLink Dolphin is the model name. Yeah, pretty excited about it because it's a cool looking bike. It's about a 20-inch, it's folding. It's got a huge battery, 30 amp hour battery, okay? So I'm excited to get this thing open and to see what it's all about. And here's the thing, it comes in two color schemes, and for the first time, I didn't ask the company to send me a specific color, so I have no idea what they're going to send. So it could be a yellow or a red, but we'll find out here momentarily. So here we go. Okay guys, a big thank you to RomatLink for sending me the Dolphin to be able to test out, review, ride, enjoy, and all that good stuff. So I'm excited to get into here. I'll tell you what, when I got here the other day, I went ahead and popped the lid because I just had to take a look inside. Let me show you what I found. Look at that packaging. They've got, this thing is filled with this expanding foam to fill in all the cracks and crevices to make sure it's not going to shift and move around at all during the shipment. That is a first for me. I'll tell you what, I had not seen that before, but how innovative is it? Instead of, trying to cram a bike in a box and get these little square and rectangular, triangular pieces and stick them in, just kind of somewhat fill the holes. Why not do something like this? It's got to cost manufacturers probably not much more to do this, and it'd be so much easier just to squirt in some foam and let it expand and let it do its thing. And guys, it looks like it's double bagged, okay? So they've got the bike inside a bag, and then they have this outer bag, around the box to protect it, and that's where all this foam is lying. So the bike is down inside this other bag that's nice and clean. So I like that. Now, just slide this thing out of the box. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I prefer to go through a little bit of a pain in the butt to unbox this thing to ensure that it is packaged well and that there's no damage. So yeah, I like it. All right guys, you know what excites me so far about what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing a front tire that's already attached. It's just folded. So it looks like we have a folding handlebar right here. So that means it looks like this bike is fully assembled and there's not going to be any assembly required. I'm liking it. It looks like we may have to install pedals. Okay, so we're going to have to slap the pedals on there. That's it. The hardest part about this whole thing is just getting it out of the box and out of the bag. So we got to unfold it, take off what little bit of foam packaging is on there, and this bike is almost ready to go. Granted, we need to fully top off the battery. Let's do it. All right, guys, here we go. Looking good. What do we have over here? I see something. What is this? Well, what in the baloo? That is the little backrest. Now, that is a little backrest, but hey, that's kind of cool. It has a backrest. And that goes somewhere here? Somewhere. We'll figure it out. Get this in the trash. Whoa, warning, wheel wobbins. Look out. We've got a giant bag here with two little nuts in it. That almost got thrown away. Let's make sure there's nothing else. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's get the rest of this packaging out of here. Okay, we have just a couple more zip ties. One back here protecting the derailleur. We got the handlebar stem that is protected. Look at that. Look at that massive 30 amp hour battery. That thing is absolutely huge. We got the driver's seat. We got a passenger seat. We got dual shocks. Oh yeah. And I like the paint colors. I like that it's red, mostly black. A little touch of red back there that says Dolphin on it. We got great CST tires, mechanical disc brakes, 160 millimeter rotors, folding down here, folding up here, folding right here. How about that, huh? Folding seat. All right, let's take a look at the display up here. Take that off. Boom. Nice display, we hope. I like the nice grippy handlebar grips and the rubbery feeling. We got a half twist throttle over here. We got the Shimano 7-speed SIS shifter we see on almost all bikes. We have mechanical brakes. I like folding handlebars for a couple of reasons. Makes a lower profile on a bike so that you can transport it maybe like in the back of an SUV or something. And I also like it because typically they are adjustable for height. So, any size rider can hop on this and quickly adjust the handlebars to get a nice comfortable, you like that motion? Woo! Get a nice comfortable riding position. We do have already a suspension seat post right here. So I like that. We just need to get it up into a position that is comfortable for me. I'm liking this bike. Okay, here's what we can't do. We really shouldn't ride it until we have a full charge on the battery. And because that's a massive battery, I think it's going to be like 6 to 8 hours to charge this. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pedals on right now and stick this in on the charger and let it sit here and charge. And in the meantime, I probably won't do any riding footage until tomorrow. Just kidding. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. We got to get this charger open, so we're going to take a look at that. Nice big old brick. Yeah, that's a 3 amp output charger there, so that's what we need for a big old battery. That helps cut down. That helps cut down on the charging time, so that is a good choice there. Let's open up this and see what's inside here. Oh no, assembly required. You know, they almost had this bike perfect, ready to go, just right out of the box. Just unpackage it and unfold it and charge the battery, but nope. Yeah, we're gonna have to add the reflectors on the wheels if we want them, and we do. So we'll add those reflectors. And there's the pedals that will need to be installed. They give us a toolkit to probably make any adjustments we need to make, and some instructions. There's the yellow one. Okay, do you see that? That's the yellow and gray versus the red and the black. So really cool colors. Pretty basic instructions here, just giving you some general information. All right, guys, we got the RomatLink Dolphin assembled, and it did take about 6-7 hours or so to fully top off that battery. That huge battery. I don't have the backrest yet installed on the bike, so I'm going to still need to do that. But, the sun's going to be going down here in just a little while, and I just wanted to get this thing out and try it now that the battery is up and going. And so, yeah, what is that? Ah! More packaging. Didn't notice that till just now. More packaging on there. All right, so anyway, yeah, let's just get on this thing and see what she will do. I'm going to power it up here. The display powers up. It kind of goes through a little cycle there as it spins up, and it says it's ready to go. Nuts and bolts are tightened down. Everything's tightened down on this bike, so we should be good to go. And first impression, wow! As soon as I get on that thing, it sinks a little bit because it is really quite squishy. What is? Oh, that's the seat that's squishing mostly. So we got a suspension seat post. Wow. We have a suspension seat post as well as the rear shocks, and then of course the front shocks. So that's interesting there. The front shocks are not adjustable. Doesn't look like. I'll have to investigate that more, but there's no adjustment knob, it doesn't look like. And just hopping on the bike, the front end squished a little bit, so we'll have to test that out. Let's see here, pedal assist 1. I like that this bike has a separate button for the headlights, which is right here, and then there's the horn. So you don't have to hold the plus sign or the plus button up in order to turn the headlights on and off like you do on most bikes. So I kind of like that separate button there. Let's see here. Yeah, handlebars feel a little narrow. I don't mind it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just an observation. It just feels like my hands are a little closer together than what they are on some other bikes. Yeah, let's see here. Well, let's stop talking and just go for a ride and see what happens. All right, not bad, not bad. Let's get you up here so you can see something. So this kind of interesting feeling. You know, every bike is designed a little different, so every bike feels different. Kind of like driving a car. When you hop in a car for the first time, it feels different than anything else you have driven. Same thing with this bike. So go ahead and put it up in pedal assist 2. Guys, there is no noise coming from this motor. I mean, if I couldn't, go ahead, pull out in front of me there, dude. If I didn't feel it in the pedals to know that this bike was, the motor was engaging, you would know it. You feel or you hear a little road noise from the tires. I have had quiet motors before on some of the bikes that I've tested that were really impressive. I don't think I've had one that was darn near silent. Now, I have not engaged the throttle at all, okay? Everything is just pedal assist at this point. And it's a comfortable, smooth riding pedal assist right here. What are we in? Pedal assist 2, going 12 miles an hour. And we'll do some throttle testing here in a moment, but let's just go ahead and kick it up to pedal assist 3. Get around this corner here. I kind of hear a little bit of noise. I think might be the motor. No, actually, I think that is the that's just tire noise. There's no noise coming from this motor. And we're in pedal assist 3 at 15. We're going to go ahead and bump it up. Pedal assist 4. Wow. Okay, if you need a stealthy bike that's quiet, this is what you're looking for right here. So I'm just ghost pedaling. I've got no pedal now at 20 miles an hour. I'm just pedaling in order to engage that cadence sensor. So I'm going slow with my pedal, but there's no resistance at this point. It's all motor. But this is pretty sweet. So we're at 20, 21, and that's pedal assist 4. So let's bump it up to pedal assist 5. Again, just ghost pedaling here, because you can't keep up with it. I think this has the 14 by 28 cassette, I think is what it had. So pedal assist 5 is going to give us 25 miles an hour on the dot. Oh my goodness, this bike is so smooth. So only 5 levels of pedal assist. So the top speed is 25 miles an hour, I guess. There's absolutely no way to keep up with the pedals. There's no way. I don't care how young, how fit. There's no pedal there at that speed. because of the cassette that they have on here. We're gonna go this direction. Now, that right brake is really not giving me much of anything when I squeeze it. It's, oh yes, look at that. I'm squeezing it hard and we're just cruising right along. So the front, the left brake, which is the front, it's giving me some when I mean, you're not going to lock these tires up. So here's my critique right out of the box, right out the gate. This is a 93-pound bike with that huge battery. Then you add the rider weight, and you could add a passenger on there. This absolutely should have had hydraulic brakes. But they're mechanical brakes. They're no-name brand mechanical brakes. And I'm going to just hit the brakes hard right here. We're at 25 miles an hour. I mean, it's going to stop you eventually. There's no locking them up, which it's dangerous. You don't necessarily want to lock them up. But you feel the weight. You really feel the weight of this bike trying to stop it. All right, so I don't know what that was, 15 or 16 miles an hour. I was ghost pedaling. Let's put it down. Pedal assist 2. Let's show you a little bit of pedaling here. So I'm 15 miles an hour. Can you see? 15 miles an hour, and I can keep up with it. I'm going to pop it up to pedal assist 3. And it feels like, I can't tell, I think that chain just jumped. Not sure. So there's pedal assist 3, there's 15 miles an hour. I've still got plenty of pedal, so that's good. Okay, there it did again. Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust the derailleur, I think, because that derailleur is jumping around back there. Let's stop right here. Let's go this way. Let's go up here, because I just monkeyed with the selector. So I've got it in 7th gear. I've got it in 7th gear. Let's see where the chain is, because the chain keeps hopping around. Yeah, so that's part of the problem. We're in 7th gear, but the chain is not. The chain is still stuck up here on this sprocket. So here's what I can tell you so far. That means this turning derailleur is out of adjustment, which I'll have to adjust that. And the handlebars were, for being, just folding handlebars, everything was attached already. They were out of adjustment, so the wheel and the handlebar was not matched up. So they were really off. That was the only adjustments that I had to do so far to the bike. But yeah, that's a problem. Not a big problem if you know how to do it. There's 2 adjustment screws on there, and you got to monkey with them and get your derailleur adjusted. So not terrible. We'll just have to do that. So it's technically in 6th gear. So at 15, I'm pedaling pretty good. It's a nice comfortable pedal. Pass 3, 15 miles an hour, jump it up to pass 4. And 17, 18, now I'm getting lots of ghost pedaling. So that extra gear would be nice. And so if we had that extra gear down there, then we should be able to not have any ghost pedaling at least 20 miles an hour is what I'm guessing. So that's probably not a 14-tooth sprocket. That probably is a much smaller sprocket on there. Or let me eyeball it here. Yep, that front sprocket could be like a 51-tooth or something. So I'll have to look at the specs. Of course, when I do the full review, I'll have all these specs for you. But it does look like a huge sprocket on the front, so that's going to really take care of some of that ghost pedaling. So what I was feeling a moment ago, that's just because the chain is not changing back there on the cassette like it's supposed to. So we'll get that fixed. We'll get that adjusted. We won't hold that to them at this point. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this so far? Other than that, oh my goodness, it's a nice riding bike. I mean, just quiet. Oh my goodness, it's so quiet. Okay, and you know what? I haven't even really used the throttle or anything yet. So let's hit the throttle. Let's get out here. We're going to get after the throttle and see if there's any motor noise. Full throttle right there. Kind of a slow pickup. It's waiting for me. Yeah, it's slow on the throttle. On throttle, it looks like it cuts out at 21 miles an hour. So it sounds like just a Class 2 bike. I don't know yet if you can change that in the display. Hopefully you can, because I'd like to be able to go full speed on the on throttle. But oh my goodness, just so quiet. You know, for 93 pounds, I just, cruising around riding it, you don't feel it. You really don't feel it at all. So when you think, oh, 93 pounds, that's got to be heavy, it's got to be hard to handle. No, it's actually quite easy to handle. Oh my gosh, these brakes are terrible. Brakes are terrible. But you don't feel the weight. And it handles really good. Just kind of balancing that weight, moving around here. I'd like to do a little off-roading, cutting across the grass here, but we won't do that just yet. Getting familiar with the bike. I like the display. That's a pretty cool display. I'm not in the direct sunlight, so I don't know how well it'll work in the direct sunlight, but for a color display, I can see it nicely and it looks good. So I'll go ahead and let you know this now. I don't want to give away too much until I do the full review, because I want you guys to come back and see the full review. And I definitely need time to get familiar with this bike so I can tell you all the little quirks and ins and outs. So make sure you subscribe so you can come back and watch the full review, which will be usually in about a week or so. Sometimes 2 weeks, just depending on how much I'm able to get a bike out and ride it. But I will go ahead and tell you this. 2 things out the gate that I don't care for. And maybe I should start with all the things I do like about this bike. So let's first of all talk about that. Almost completely assembled out of the box. I had to put on the pedals, and I've got to install the backrest for the passenger seat. Oh, and it's so silly, but the reflectors for the wheels. I don't think I've ever had to install reflectors on the wheels before. They always came with it, but for whatever reason they didn't. So that's a miss, because they could almost have said, yeah, this thing is 100% ready to go out of the box. But it's silly. Hey, Ron.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Hey, Dink. Hey, buddy, come see me.
Hey, say hi.
Hi, buddy.
He's
Oh.
sleeping with his mommy all day.
Later. Hello. All right, guys, I got interrupted by Ron there, and I don't know what I was about to disclose. I think I was about to tell you something. Oh, I was about to tell you a couple of the things that I really like real fast. So let's do that. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying that out of the box it was almost completely assembled. And it would be nice for them to be able to say, yep, completely assembled, you don't have to do anything to it but charge up the battery. But it's not true. You had to install the reflectors on the tire, which is kind of not a pain in the butt, but you just got to do it. And the backrest for the back seat, so that didn't come pre-installed. And the pedals are pretty simple, but you have to install those. But I like the huge battery. Just huge battery, which is going to mean huge range, so I like that. I like the folding handlebars, folding handlebar stem that is also adjustable. So I can raise this up taller, and you can easily find a comfortable riding position no matter what your height is. So they did a good job with that. I like that the seat, it has a suspension seat post already, because those are some things that people always want to, upgrade, because it's a rough ride. Most stock seats are terrible. This stock seat, it isn't terrible, but part of the reason it's not terrible is because of that suspension seat post they gave you. So good on them, because they're not thinking about just being cheap and trying to sell you a bike. They're thinking about the comfort of the rider, because they want you to have a good experience. And I appreciate that about RomatLink. They took the time to say, let's try to make this comfortable, so you don't have to buy a brand new bike and then start modifying it. So I've been riding around for a little while now, and I'm still comfortable on this seat. So good for them. Even though it's a stock seat, it's still a cheaper seat. That seat post makes all the difference. So I like that. Let's see here. I like the super quiet motor. I like the top speed of, so far we had 25 miles an hour, so I think that's very good. I like that after I adjust the derailleur, I think we're going to have very little ghost pedaling at that higher speed. Because, I think so, because I'm pretty sure that is like a 51 or 52 tooth sprocket in the front. So I really like not having ghost pedaling. You guys know that, how much I appreciate not having ghost pedaling. So let's see what else. That looks like fun. And let's see, what else do I like? Of course, the 20x4 tires. They're CST tires, so they're good tires. The headlight on the front, I like that there's a separate button for the headlight. Okay, you don't have to monkey with hitting your pedal assist pad, or holding down the plus sign or something to get it on and off. You got a separate button altogether, so I like that. I like the display, which is nice and colorful and easy to read. Let's see, I think it's pretty cool that they have a passenger seat on the rear, so that you can take a child or somebody with you. Now let's lead into some of the negatives I found already. So let's go back to the passenger seat. There's no foot pegs for a passenger, so they didn't offer you that. Now I am aware that you can buy them aftermarket off of Amazon, and there is a place to install them, because I saw another video where somebody did that. So that's available to you. But you'd think if they were offering a bike with a passenger seat that they would think of that and go ahead and give you foot pegs, but they didn't. This is pretty comfortable going across the grass here. Yeah, this is pretty smooth through here. So, not bad on the suspension at all. Let's see here, what else do I not care for? Okay, so I don't care for the 96 pounds, or 93 pounds, excuse me. Heavy bike, it's carbon steel, it's not aluminum. And when you're going to have a bike that has a huge 30 amp hour battery that's going to add a lot of weight to the bike already, you probably don't need to have carbon steel. Don't care for that. Yeah, don't care for that at all. And the number one dislike is I don't like the brakes. When you have a bike this heavy, because it's carbon steel and it's got a 30 amp hour battery on it, you should have had hydraulic brakes, or at the very least good name brand mechanical brakes. But these got 160 millimeter rotors, and you can tell that they're just cheaper brakes, and it's a heavy bike, and I'm a heavy rider. Okay, you can get after those brakes pretty good, and you just kind of keep on rolling. So yeah, but those can probably be upgraded. Yeah, so it's not a deal killer, and it's a good price. I mean, for what you're getting, it's a really good price, considering that you're getting a huge, you're getting a huge 30 amp hour battery, and it's a good looking bike, and it's versatile, right? passenger, or you can take this off and you can put a basket back here. They do sell baskets. I asked them about that, but they said they were out of stock, which is unfortunate. Because I would really like to have a basket, because I don't have small kids, so we're not going to have, maybe you should look down here where I'm pointing. Yeah, I don't have small kids, so I'm not going to be using that probably. You know, nice to have, but I would rather have a basket on there. And they do have a place up here to attach a basket, which I would rather have. And if they did that, because of the 30 amp hour battery, this very well could be a bike that I use a lot more than maybe one of my other bikes that I use, because of the range that I will get. Yeah. But I'd have to do something with those brakes. So we have options. In case you're not aware, you can get hydraulic calipers. And if you get hydraulic calipers from the front and the rear, you still use the cable system. Hi. Oh yeah, everything's fine.
Oh, okay.
You can still use the brake levers with the mechanical or the cable, but the cable runs into your hydraulic caliper, and it causes the hydraulic fluid to engage the pads, and it gives you a much better stopping experience. So I'm probably going to have to experiment with that on this bike to see how that upgrade works, because yeah, otherwise it's just not so great. All right, look up here, stare into the sun where I'm at, because I'm staring into the sun. All right, so I've there's a lot to like about this bike. It's just, oh my goodness, I just got to go back and do some tweaking with the that derailleur so I can ride it again and see how well she cruises along, how much ghost pedaling we get. And yeah. Yeah, it's a comfortable bike though. I tell you, it's comfortable, and it just handles very well. So, and it looks sharp, in my opinion. It looks very sharp. It's got a unique look to it. So guys, there's going to be a lot more to come with this bike right here. I'm going to cut this video off. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have questions, leave them down below for me. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my future videos on this bike, because I'll get it adjusted and tweaked, and then we'll start doing some more riding videos, and we'll you know, talk some more about it. So until that video comes out, until the next one, you guys ride safe.